I'm Vic Weekly, and I'm here with G Lopes G. What's going on today?
Well, it seems like we're back for our 8th episode, so seems like people enjoy this.
We made it.
Well, listen,
hey,
it looks
fresh.
No, I don't want to talk about that. It looks. Yes, I went to the barbershop. It was the first time yesterday. First time, yeah. I got a little cut. Shout out to my barber.
A little zhuzh.
No, I didn't get zhuzhed. I got a haircut. I didn't get zhuzhed.
Okay.
It looks like you're back in your normal habitat of New York, or
I am.
And your cat, is she around?
She's still MIA. She's with her babysitter. What did you think of this week's video?
To judge or not to judge? That
Romeo.
is the question. I go back to my point. Father Abe is just well versed. He dives right into it. Father Abe spends a lot of time crafting these things, and you can tell. So yeah, I think I don't know. I wouldn't consider myself to. I mean, I make judgments, I think, but I don't think I judge people too much. What do you think?
You know what? You know what is a great way to describe how you judge people?
What?
If you save their number in your phone or not.
Okay, all right, hold on. All right, so yes, I have this very bad habit where I do not save people's phone numbers in my phone. So if, for example, I just met somebody and I'm like, okay, this person's literally only going to contact me for work, will not save their number. Or if I met somebody and they're like, they're trying to use me for something, I'm passing that judgment. Let's just be clear. I'm assuming what their intentions are.
Right.
So, but like, for example, with Amy, when Amy first started working in the office, I saved her number, but I was like, this is strictly work. So I named her Office Amy, right? So like me and Amy, like after like we've been working together for almost 5 years now, like clearly we've developed like a friendship. She will not admit it, but it's a one-sided friendship. That I saved her number as Office Amy, and we had a conference call with the Salesians in the West, and we had to use my cell phone because the lines in the office were down, and we had to connect this to the Bluetooth speaker to make sure it was loud enough. And she saw that her name was Office Amy, and she lost her mind. And like she's like yelling at me, "You think this is so fun?" I'm dying. "You think this is so funny? You think I cannot believe?" And then on the other end of the phone, "Hi guys," and then Amy goes, "Hey." Yeah, she snapped like that.
I think it's a boundary.
Maybe.
I think that's a healthy boundary to have. Like I think that's one that I have to work on, is like, because I think I'm very
oh yeah, you are the kid when you're in like preschool that you're like, don't walk away with strangers, and you're walking away with 4 strangers. That is you.
I did not walk away with strangers.
I'm not saying that you did. I just used the example of a situation, and you would walk away with a stranger for sure.
Sometimes you do have to play it a little cool, like you gotta, hold yourself back from it, because it's hard. And I don't know. I think judgment is interesting. I think for girls, it's very catty. Judgment can be very catty. I think it's also a word that gets thrown around a lot, like "stop judging me," or like I'm not judging you, and okay, but are you?
Well, I think also, didn't Father Abe say that like even like when we unconsciously judge, it's just part of us. So like even when they're saying they're not, like there's a part of us that is still like, your outfit's nice, your hair is pretty, like all of those things, like they're still passing judgment.
And comparison, like it's almost like it goes hand in hand, like because you're comparing one for the other and making a decision at the end of the day,
Yeah.
And I think like the judging also, I think when you cast judgment on others, or you're judging whatever, I think it reflects a lot on like your own beliefs, but also your own mistakes. Like I think the things that, just speaking for myself, like things that like catch my attention, or things that I'm like, I've had experience with that, and like I wish I would have done it differently. And I think that's almost like what leads us to judge in moments. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I'm following. I think I don't know how guys really judge each other, to be honest with you. I think the one that stands out to me is like, are you man enough? Yeah,
wow.
I think that's the one, like, are you a man enough? I think when we were talking last week with our young people about like racism and things like that, one of the young men shared like, that he often feels judged where somebody says like, "Are you black enough?" Or you're not black enough. Like I often like sit back and like, well, what the heck does that mean? And like he was explaining that, oh, because I'm educated, because I'm I don't use slang, or like the assumption is like if you are black, you use like you've passed this judgment that they fit into these categories, and the young man was like, well, I don't fit into any of those categories. Does that mean that I'm not black? Does that mean that they're more black or less black? Like what does that have to do with anything? So I think sometimes with men, we feel like, oh, like I think. Have you slept with enough women? Have you, are you buff? Are you, do you work with your hands? Like, are you a man's man? Like, I think all those things, I think that's how, like, they pass some form of judgment on somebody, And
I think it actually goes back to Father's video of, like, the box. Like, I thought that part was so interesting. And you kind of touched on it when you were talking about the young adult, like, do I fit in these categories or check these boxes? And I feel like that almost happens with us in our job, but I think we do it all the time to different people, or like people do it to different people, like it's hard to understand other people's experiences. And then if they don't meet up to the experiences that you think that they've experienced, well, then where do you put them? And that's hard. I think that's hard to live up to in general, like setting an expectation for someone and then judging them if they don't reach it is so, my gosh, exhausting. Like in this moment, for a lot of things that we're going through, and I mean, we'll continue. I think it's about like the walk that we have to take with people, and like allowing others to walk with us as well, to share their experience, so that we don't just get stuck in like the judging of others, but we check ourselves. We judge ourselves, and we judge our past experiences and who and what have hurt us and when. And begin to work through that, because I don't think that we actually do that. And I think that has become really just hurtful for us, obviously. And like, I don't by any means have my life figured out or planned.
I don't know. It's a wild world. We're running out of time.
Yeah. Okay. All right, G, any closing thoughts?
Stop judging people.
If you need a diary to write down your judgments, go to the Dollar Tree. Just pick up a diary.
No, I don't want to make people feel guilty about judgment. Again, judgments are perfect. They are perfectly, normal. But just remember, words have power. They have impact. They influence. So if you're going to pass a judgment, is it going to help that person? Is it going to improve that person? And if the answer is no, and you're going to hurt that person, maybe you should keep it to yourself. I think people express yourself. Fine, express yourself. But if you're going to hurt somebody, keep your mouth closed. Yep. No one's impeding on your right to free speech. We're asking you to use your right to be kind to another human person. That's it.
Yeah.
Not even a filter. No. I hate that concept of a filter. Coffees have filters. Waters have filters. People, you have morality. You have common sense. You have free will. Use all those things. Use kind words. Like I can only imagine if a young person is writing a witness talk and all of a sudden I'm like, God, that's really stupid.
You could have filtered that down.
Yeah, like what? How much hurt did I just pass there?
Oh, shout out to Sammy Chisholm for taking care of Moochie while I was in Miami.
That's a good one. And with that, thank you everybody for watching. Really appreciate it. Please make sure that you watch from start to finish. Make sure you watch Father Abe's video first, and then you tune in to watch ours. Don't forget to hit that like button, click subscribe, and turn on that notification to make sure that you get all of our updated videos. With that, I'm G, a little bit older. That's Vicky, a little bit tanner. And we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Bye, everybody.
Peace.